Hello physics students, this is just a help video on how to complete the electric circuits project in your electricity and magnetism unit. Okay, this project is just like your mystery medium project. So you will collect data from a simulation and write a claims evidence reasoning report. So just let's look at the task. What is the objective of this report? So it says you will write a scientific argument that answers one of the questions below. As preparation for this task, you want to check and make sure that you know what Ohm's law is all about. Maybe write that down, write the formula down, so you know what we are talking about, okay? So there are two questions given. How does voltage affect current? How does total resistance affect current? So you can choose one of the two. In fact, just do one of the two. You don't have to do both the questions. So choose one of the two questions. And then how are we going to answer this question? We are going to access a gizmo, like an online simulator. And the process of going to the gizmo is explained here. So you will need to go to explorelearning.com, log in with this code, and then follow instructions, and once you get there you'll be able to see this gizmo that is called advanced circuits. Okay, procedure for this experiment: you're going to build your own circuit using the circuit simulator. You can either use a series or a parallel circuit, and then what we are going to do is we are going to collect data from that circuit based on our question. Okay, so I'm going to show you the circuit. So this is our circuit builder. So a simple circuit will always consist of a voltage source, which is like a battery, and then some sort of a resistance. And you have all these resistance that are here, and then there is a light bulb also that you can use. If you want to use the light bulb, you must first find the resistance of that light bulb by using the ohm meter. Okay, otherwise you don't want to use it. Okay, so I'm going to construct a really simple circuit with a battery and some resistances. And we need a switch. So this is a really simple circuit with one battery and two resistances. And you can now see how the current is flowing from the positive of the battery back to the negative, because this is a closed circuit. Okay, so now our goal is, let us say I want to find out how the voltage affects the current. That means I need to collect data for voltage and current, and I will change the voltage and measure the current every single time. I'll collect the data and use the data to complete my report. Okay, so that means I have to measure voltage and current. So I'm going to take the voltmeter and connect it so that the positive is connected to the positive of the battery, and then the negative is connected to the negative of the battery. And you can see clearly here that the voltmeter is giving you the voltage right here. Okay, and we can select this battery, and you see once you select that battery, you can change its voltage to any value that you want. So this is one way to change the voltage. Another way to change the voltage is you can fix this at 16, but you can also just keep adding one more battery. But when you add batteries, you want to make sure that you're adding in such a way that it increases the voltage, but whatever the voltage is, this will read it correctly, as long as you're reading the voltage of all the batteries that you're placing. So any batteries that you will place within the voltmeter like this. Okay, if you run out of space, then you can move this here and then place one more battery. So this is another way to increase the voltage. And notice when I reverse the polarity, then it's going to add these two and subtract these two. So let me put it the other way. Okay, and this is, yeah, there you go. So this was 16, 10, 10, 10. So the total is 46 volts. So this is another way to change the voltage. Then these resistances, we already know these values. So the resistances don't have any polarity. So if this is 20 ohms, as I can see from this color of the rings, so that means there's a total resistance of 40 ohms in this. Then now I have to measure the current, and ammeter can be placed anywhere in the path of the circuit. So you see it reads the current, and that's given here is 1.15. And notice that even if I place the ammeter here, it still reads 1.15. If I place it here, it still reads that, because in a series circuit, there's only one path for the current to flow, and so the current will be the same in any part of the series circuit. Okay. So now that I know how to read the voltmeter and the ammeter, so I can get the voltage and the current. All I have to do is to change the voltage and record the current. Okay, so that's how you collect your data. Then we're going to look at how do we write the CER report. So download the template. By now you know how the template looks like. So the claim is answer the given question based on your evidence. So first copy the question. How does the voltage affect the current in a circuit, if you're doing that? And answer the question based on your data. Okay, I'm not giving you answers here. I'm only telling you how to do it. Under evidence, you need to have all of this just like your mystery medium. So independent, dependent variable, and constants. The screenshot of the simulation showing the ammeter voltmeter data. Okay, don't just crop the circuit portion alone. We need to see the data as well. Data table, label it correctly as voltage, current, resistance, and give the appropriate units. Make sure you record the data with the correct significant figures. Don't round off numbers. Calculations and graphs. What calculations can you do? So how do you prove Ohm's law? So if you want to prove that voltage is proportional to current, or the Ohm's law equation is correct, so you can do calculations to prove the Ohm's law equation is correct, because you already know the resistance value in the circuit. Okay. Graph. The graph must always be the graph drawn between the independent variable and the dependent variable. So go to Excel, put your data in, choose XY scatter plot, and plot the graph. Data summary. So what does your graph look like? As you increase the voltage, what happens to the current? So all of the things that you observe in your data, that's what you're going to write in your data summary. Quote two specific pieces of data. That means you can say when the voltage was this, the current was this. And then when I increase the voltage, this is what happened to the current. So, you know, it's a summary. So look at your data and describe the data, okay, as completely as you can. Coming to justification. So this is all about Ohm's law, right? So you first define Ohm's law and explain it. You also talk about what is the meaning of current. What does resistance really mean? What does voltage mean? You know, talk about these terms, not just as definitions, as a deep understanding of what's happening there. Like, you know, when you apply a voltage, you're pushing the electrons or accelerating the electrons, and they move in one direction, causing a current flow, right? So you want to really probe deeper into defining all these variables and explaining the relationships between them. That is your justification, okay? You do not describe your data again here. This is the physics behind the data. That's what justification is. Okay, and remember, it's worth a lot of points, so you better invest some time into understanding the physics of this and explaining it. Last but not the least, cite your sources for 5 points, and remember to submit only the similarity report from Turnitin. That's when your report will get graded. If you submit a Word document or a PDF without the similarity report, your report will not be graded. Okay. As always, any questions, reach out to your instructor for more help. Okay.